Controlling hypertension can be a challenge, and not all people respond to treatment in the same way. Even with lifestyle changes and use of 2 or more simultaneous antihypertensive medications, a substantial portion of people are unable to reach blood pressure targets. Aldosterone is produced by the adrenal cortex and acts by binding to the mineralocorticoid receptor. It promotes sodium and water reabsorption, thereby inducing plasma volume expansion, which leads to increased blood pressure. Conversely, when aldosterone levels decrease, less sodium is reabsorbed, and more sodium and water are excreted, leading to a decrease in total plasma volume and lowering the blood pressure. Having inappropriately regulated aldosterone is far more prevalent than previously believed, and more common in people with obesity, sleep apnea and hypertension. Due to direct organ and vasculature effects, aldosterone drives a substantially elevated risk of mortality, cardiovascular outcomes including heart failure and atrial fibrillation, and deterioration of renal function that is independent of blood pressure. Targeting aldosterone therefore represents a key component of hard-to-treat hypertension treatment, in order to both control blood pressure and to improve prognosis. One of the challenges of inhibiting aldosterone synthase, the enzyme responsible for the production of aldosterone, is to achieve high specificity for blocking the enzyme. This is because aldosterone synthase shares 93% sequence similarity with 11-beta-hydroxylase, the enzyme responsible for cortisol synthesis. Decreased cortisol production can have detrimental effects, including a compromised stress response and immune system, altered metabolic functions, and possibly increased mortality rates. Baxdrostat is a highly potent and selective investigational inhibitor of aldosterone synthase, and this selective action results in reduced aldosterone levels but has been shown to not have a meaningful impact on cortisol levels. Today, patients with high blood pressure may be prescribed an aldosterone receptor antagonist, also known as a mineralocorticoid receptor antagonist. The antagonist blocks aldosterone from binding to the mineralocorticoid receptor, inhibiting aldosterone's action. However, steroidal mineralocorticoid receptor antagonist medicines can have undesirable side effects. As aldosterone production is stimulated via multiple pathways and may exert its damaging effects via different mechanisms, a treatment that inhibits the actual production of aldosterone could offer a novel approach targeting the root cause of the problem. By selectively binding to aldosterone synthase, baxdrostat aims to inhibit the production of aldosterone, decreasing its circulating levels and potentially leading to lower blood pressure and improving cardio-renal outcomes. The reduction of aldosterone levels represents a promising target to not only reduce hypertension, but also to mitigate target organ damage.